What's going on, everybody? It's Dan back with another playing card deck review. We have the Prophets deck from Wounded Corner. Now, I will admit something right off the bat. Up until this deck, and by the way, the tuck box is very nice. I really like the foiling here with the arrows. You could even see on the tuck flap, see those crossed arrows? And then what does it say here on the flap? The appearance of things changes according to the emotions. I like the quote there. Up until now, I haven't really had anything from Wounded Corner on my radar. I remember when their Kickstarter first came out, and the court cards just didn't appeal to me. There's certain styles of art that appeals to me and certain styles of art that doesn't. I have limited space in my personal collection for decks, and I've really had to kind of make some sacrifices and whittle down to the decks that were just my absolute favorite. But this one I liked. I really liked it, and I liked it even though most of the deck was pretty much USPCC standard. And I'll start with the back design, and again, it's the design from the back of the tuck, but there's certain things that always appeal to me when it comes to playing cards. Certain design elements. Crossed keys and arrows I find particularly attractive. So I really like the arrows there, and again, that's why I mentioned the crossed arrows on the tuck box. Really, really nice Ace of Spades. Trying to get in there and just give some detail. I don't have it all in frame at one time, but again, I'm just trying to go from top to bottom to top and just kind of show everything in there. The detail on that Ace of Spades is really nice. You will see, as I have the Nine of Diamonds here, it's all the spot cards and all the court cards are pretty much standard US Playing Card Company, with the exception of the colors being reworked a bit. Our reds are noticeably deeper. And we got a Jack of Clubs here, and the livery on our court cards is noticeably different as well. I like the blue, no, I wouldn't call it a crown, but our cap or whatever our Jack is wearing. I believe, off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I believe that was red in a standard USPCC deck and a bicycle deck. It's blue here. We have a double backer. So this is for magic tricks here. We've got the white double backer. Now I want to focus on the best part of this deck, which is the jokers, two identical jokers. Now, listen, let me just say this. I am not a subscriber to the Hindu religion, so I don't want to be misunderstood when I tell you this, but the rendering of Ganesh is absolutely beautiful on this deck. You could see in the corners of our Joker the letters W and C crossed with each other for Wounded Corner, reminiscent of a US Playing Card Company bicycle Joker. As I used to call that, the $sign logo in the corner. It's actually the letters U and S crossed for US Playing Card Company. And then it was always the king riding past the stone, and it said 808, you know, the bicycle 808 series. And there's the stone here next to Ganesh, and it just has a, I don't know what sort of logo you would call that. I don't know what that's from. But anyway, obviously modeled loosely after a USPCC Joker, but beautiful artwork, just absolutely beautiful artwork. And religious connotations aside, because again, I don't subscribe to Eastern philosophy, but I'm a fan of art. I am really in this hobby for the art more than anything. And I simply think that the artwork is fantastic. Nothing more to be said about it. I think it's really cool Two, when I'm playing a card game with one of my friends that uses jokers, a game perhaps like Asia Poker or Pai Gow Poker that uses a 53 card deck and there's only one joker. And somehow when you're playing that game, especially if you've gone several hands and you haven't seen a joker, and all of a sudden you get dealt your cards and you turn this up, the imagery of it is just so powerful when you're playing cards. And I do use this deck to play cards. I have one deck in my personal collection which doesn't get used. It's just to admire the art, basically. Stays on my shelf. And I liked the imagery of this so much, I bought a second deck to use for card games. So that's basically the crux of the deck. You've basically seen it all. It's more or less standard, other than some reimagined colors, some darker colorways. The double backer, the nice ace of spades, and the Ganesh Joker. And I've said it once before, I've said it again, and I'll say it a third time. I don't subscribe to the philosophy of Eastern religion. So why do I like this? Because the artwork is fantastic. Plain and simple, nothing more. Nothing else to read into it. I just really think that's a great joker. I think it's a powerful image where, like I said, you're playing cards. You turn up your hand. Oh, I've got 3 4s. Wait a second, look at this. Boom! Just jumps out at you. Really powerful joker. No, I've got 4 4s. Look at that. There are 3 4s and our WC logo there in the corner, and you know before you even take a look at it, that's a joker. So anyway, that is why I like this deck, Prophets by Wounded Corner. And that's been Dan with another deck review.